Your big dreams will come from the absence of your limitations, right? And your limitations can be anything from your beliefs, your behavior, your environment, your habits, the image that you keep, the people you hang out with, your relationships, right? So it's important to be intentional with all of those things. Last year we talked about letting go, and letting go is the secret because from that empty space, when everything is now gone, when you say, I don't have the friends, I'm not going to the places anymore. Oh, the makeup is off my face, and I'm not wearing those clothes anymore, and I am not doing the things anymore. It's from that empty space that you can now be intentional with say, oh, what do I want to bring into my life? What are the things that I want to do? What are the kinds of people that I need to bring into my life so that I get to my wish fulfillment, my dream come to my big dream come to life? It's from that empty space. So letting go is important. Please do not skip that step as much as it's uncomfortable. The longer you try and hold on to the things that you're supposed to let go of, that's the longer you prolong your dream coming to life and being right in front of you. So open your heart to letting go. Let go of it. Heal whatever you need to heal and glean wisdom and knowledge from those experiences that you need to, and let go of that, right? And let me talk more about that because in healing you realize that some things, they are not yours to heal. They are not your situations to heal. I mean, example that we can all relate to. We are all born in a country where our great grandparents or our grandparents, they went through incindezelo. And since that's the case, they experience real trauma. Except because we were raised by them, even though we did not experience any kind of trauma, because we were raised by them, they taught us how to behave and ways of life and beliefs that keep us safe because of what they've experienced. Except we are now living in fear, but we've never really experienced anything that makes us fear life. They've had a real life experience, which is the reason why they fear. But why do me and you fear life so much when you and me have never really seen the worst of life? Like, honestly, we are living in the best time ever. We were born free. But some of us live in fear because we were raised by parents who experienced real fear, who instilled those beliefs in us because of their experiences. And it's important that you let go of that. Please be aware of the fact that you cannot heal that. And that's why there's a group of people who truly need to heal. And on the other side, there's people who simply need to decondition themselves. Some things, try all you may to heal them, you won't get to where you need to because healing is not what you need. You need to simply decondition yourself. You just need to reprogram yourself. I mean, yeah, even the people that went through the trauma need to reprogram themselves, but they first need to heal the trauma because they went through that. So, yeah, if you try to heal or you getting free content on healing and what, and you feel like, no matter how much I try, I'm not getting the results, it's because you don't need healing, you need to decondition yourself. So yeah, some things, it's like secondhand smoking. It's like the smoke, and it's getting in my lungs. Except try all you may, you are not dealing with the source of the smoke. You are just simply experiencing the secondhand smoke. So it's, the problem doesn't come from you. Try all you may to try and heal that thing. That is the limitation. You cannot. Not because you are unable to, oh, you are so weak. No, simply because it's not yours to heal. It's not your trauma. You are not the one that went through that experience. Are we on the same page with that? So please don't feel guilty with trying to fix things and make things better and try all you may. Just it feels like nothing is working. Yeah, it's because it's not your work to do. It needs to be done in the hands of the people who experienced and went through that thing. Okay. Now let's lighten the mood. It's from that empty space that once you've healed, once you've let go of whatever you need to let go of, and now you are literally a blank slate. No makeup, no hair, no what. Now you can be intentional, like, whoa, what's the image that is the true representation of who I am? Right? Because I mean, it's very easy for me to go all my life just following what friends are doing. Oh, I'm a baddie, baddies get this and that, and but really, truly at heart, I'm not a baddie. I'm a softie. Like I'm just a marshmallow. So me looking like that, looking like a baddie when I'm not really a baddie, or maybe I am a baddie at heart. I don't know. But you see, it's until I allow myself to unveil the expectations, the illusion, the mimicry. Like you know when you're mimicking your friends and you're doing what they're doing to fit in and like blend in and what, you won't get to know yourself until you take all of that off and you take all of that away and truly be honest with yourself. Like, is this who I am? Is this what I want? Does this go along with the vision that I have for myself, this big dream that I have? Right? Because sometimes we wear a certain kind of image because we feel like, oh, those girls get those results, except because that's not who I am, I keep attracting the wrong kinds of people into my life because they look at me and think, oh, she's a baddie too. So they treat me like a baddie because I look like a baddie, but at heart, I'm a softie. Right? So until you are honest with yourself, you go to, who am I? Okay, now be intentional with the image that you want to portray, which will relate to who you are at the core, at the essence of you. And I don't know, I feel like this is a true representation of who I am in this phase of my life. That may change, that may remain the same. But I like it. And yeah, that will be different for everyone. Some people will discover, actually, I thought I'm a softie, but I'm a baddie. And yeah, they will take on that image. What? And it won't be like you're putting up an act or what. It will just be you being yourself. It will just be you truly expressing who you are at your core. But it's from that empty blank slate after you let go of everything that you can now discover who you truly are. And so, yeah, man, don't be shy about starting over. Don't be shy about letting go of everything to discover who you truly are at your core. Because I feel like there's nothing more sad than never truly getting to know yourself and never truly getting to express who you truly are. Is there anything worse? I can't think of anything. No, man. It's just living a lie. And sometimes the lie looks good. It looks amazing. Excuse me, and people may not understand. I mean, this is amazing. Why would you not want this? But if something is not who you are at your core, then it will be so hard to keep up with that image because that's not who you are. It will be so hard to keep up with that life, right? And that's the whole point of this, like getting to know yourself so that you are a true expression of who you are, so that you are a unique expression of the image of God. Because that's the whole point of variety. I mean, God made all kinds of white and black and Asian and Indian people. Why do we all now feel the need to be the same and fall in line and follow the rules and look the same and follow the same image? Because sometimes we may feel like, oh no, the only way I get to be provided for is if I have the image of a baddie, which is not true, by the way. Not true at all. But you won't discover that until you are willing to be honest with yourself about, that's not who I am, this is who I am. Oh, and even as who I am worthy of being loved. And is there anything better than that, honestly? So it's from you, it's from that empty space of you letting go of what is not you, that you can now discover who you truly are. And that's why last year was important, us letting go, healing, and talking about and questioning everything. And please give yourself the permission to question God, because God is not this weak God that crumbles over you seeking, over you asking questions. It's through you asking very difficult existential questions that you will begin to understand God for yourself. That's what seek and you will find means. But a lot of us don't know what seek and you will find looks like. Whenever you ask questions, people perceive you as being disrespectful, like you don't believe in God. Like, oh, you're so blasphemous, you don't believe in God. I'm seeking to understand and know God for myself, apart from what I'm being told to believe. All right? You need to let go of those old beliefs, and in that empty space of, oh, so, I mean, God is not a punishing God. God is not someone that I need to fear. Okay, so if God is not all of these things, so what is God? Who is God? So now you get to truly build a foundation of a relationship with this thing. Please stop referring to God as a man. I mean, we do it because we like the benefits that we get from doing that, because it strokes men's ego. But in the grand scheme of things, and being honest, God is not a man. God is energy, spirit. But it's through you seeking and asking questions. Except in our churches, we are not granted the opportunity to ask questions, to say, say, uthini kahle kahle. Right? Because now you're not falling in line. You're not listening. You're being blasphemous. You're being disrespectful. You're doubting God. You are questioning God. But it's important that you seek so that you find. So when it comes to your limiting beliefs, the only way through it, the only way about it is through it. The only way to go about it is by asking just a lot of questions so that you understand and build your own belief system. And in you doing that, you will also find that you are also learning to experience God for yourself instead of experiencing God through what you were told that God is. Right? Because some of us have a third-party relationship with God, to where God is the priest's friend and we are simply listening to the priest telling us about their experience of God, but we've never experienced God for ourselves. It's like your best friend telling you about their friend, and you don't know their friends, but that's crazy. It's important that you know God for yourself, and you will only do that by seeking. But Do you know what seeking looks like? It looks like you asking a lot of questions. That's not disrespectful. Give yourself the permission to seek God, to ask questions. Question God. Then you realize, oh, God is not this weak God that will crumble over me asking questions because I want to know, because I want to find out the truth. And God has nothing to hide. You think He's going to, His power will waver when you ask questions. But when people don't know God and they're trying to sell you something that they are not sure of, they don't want you to ask questions because you will find out just how shallow their relationship with God is. And that's what they don't want you to find out. So they don't want you to ask questions so that you do not find out the truth. They are selling you something that they themselves don't even believe in. So no, don't ask questions. You are so disrespectful. You are wrong. How could you question God? I'm not questioning God. I'm trying to get to know Him. I'm trying to get to know her. I'm trying to get to know it. I'm trying to get to know the spirit. Maybe it's a she. Maybe it's a he. We don't know. Or maybe it's a it. It's a spirit. It's sovereign. Maybe it does not belong to a certain religion. Or maybe it does. We don't know. We won't find out until we ask questions. Or maybe God belongs to a certain race. What if? But we don't know. We won't know until we ask questions. Ask the questions, as uncomfortable, as weird as they are. Right? Because a lot of times we are willing to sit in our ignorance and our lack of understanding, because at least then I'm not causing any trouble, than to ask the question and look dumb. I would rather look dumb in me seeking than to actually sit and look smart when in my me looking smart, I'm very ignorant and I know nothing. I would rather look dumb and ask the silly question. And that's why I always invite you, book coaching. We will look silly together, busy asking the right questions and getting to the root of this thing so that we understand it for ourselves. Book coaching. Right? It's from that empty space that you can now dream a new dream, live a new life, have new beliefs, and have a totally new perspective of life, to where no matter how big your dream is or seems or sounds, or the idea of it, depending on your start point and your limitations, no matter how big it is, now you can be intentional with moving towards it and getting closer to it and getting closer to it until finally it's right in front of you. Now it's not a dream anymore, you are living it. It's from that empty space of you losing all of it and letting go of all of it. Because sometimes we try and hold on tight to the things that we know. This is not getting me closer to my dream, but I want my dream so much. But I don't want to sacrifice this thing. I want to hold on to it. And so God will just take it off our hands. Right? Some things, it feels like, it feels like we're not letting go of it willingly. It feels like it's being ripped out of our hands. Yeah, it's for the greater good. So grieve whatever you need to grieve. Let go of it, make peace with it. Be disappointed if you need to. And then realize, oh, this is a neutral place where now I get to be intentional with what I call into my life. Okay, with this empty space, since this thing left, since this person left, since these things are gone, I should now be intentional with what I want to bring into my life. Like, this is the life that I want to live from now going forward. And that's how you bring your dream life to reality. That's why last year, as uncomfortable as it was, and the last year before that was uncomfortable, that was important for us to get through that, in order for us to get to this point where we are now talking about, okay, since we've let go of this, from that neutral place, we are now dreaming a new dream. We are now telling a new story. We are now programming our minds to have new beliefs, new habits. We are now taking new steps in new directions. And that's how you make your dream. That's how your dream goes from being just a dream to it being reality, as in, I am in it. This was just something that I was thinking and talking about. Now it's in my hands. Here it is. That's how the right relationships go, from you looking at people and saying, oh, relationship goals, to this person being right next to you. Damn. And the process is important. All of what we went through last year is important, because that's what it takes in order for you to believe it. To believe that you're worthy of it, to believe that you can have it, to believe that it is possible and it's doable, to believe that you can keep it. Not believe, actually, to know how to keep it and maintain it. Right? Because otherwise, you'll finally get it, and you oh, but I don't believe, I'm not worthy of it. Well, but I should be in fear. I should live in fear. So since I went viral, I should just stop posting, because a lot of people will see me and I'll start attracting the wrong kinds of people. So I cannot maintain the stream, so I have to stop. But now that I've done the work, now I know what it takes to keep it, to keep the dream, to keep the person, to keep the career, to walk into all kinds of rooms in this image and be confident, right? Because sometimes our confidence is so shallow, because our confidence comes from how we look. It's not grounded in our heart. And so even if when that person that you've been dreaming about is right in front of you, when they get to know you, they're just like, and they see right through the makeup and what, right? Because the only way to do the work in your heart is by doing the work in your heart. You can't exactly paint it on your face and make it look cute and make it look good. Oh, I'm a baddie. But when a person talks to you, they realize, no, actually you're not. You're actually so sweet. You are actually kind. You are not a baddie. You don't know how to put your foot down and say, not here. Actually, you don't have standards. You look good, but and so that's how you just fumble a dream. So please do the work, so that when the thing comes, when the dream comes true, when the person is in front of you, then you will be the person that you need to be to have this dream. Right? I can very easily portray this image of being a baddie, when in my heart I'm not a baddie, and then I attract a guy that wants a baddie because I look like a baddie. This person is right in front of me, loves baddies, and they think I'm a baddie, and they get to know me, and they find out actually she's not a baddie. She looks like a baddie, she quirks like a baddie, walks, dresses like a baddie, but at heart she's not a baddie. So do the work on yourself. You can talk about, I want marriage all you want, and dress dress modestly because you want to attract a husband, someone who will see you that you're wifey material, and portray the image of a wife, and do hairstyles where they're like, what are those hairstyles when they say rechte? Main chick hairstyle. You can do all of those main chick hairstyle because when the guys right in front of you and they get to know you and they're like, ah, well, this is a girlfriend most. You look like a wife, but at heart, you are not one yet. You look like a woman, but when I get to know you, you are just a little girl. Actually, you sound like a teenager. Your behavior is that of a teenager. And that's why it's important for you to do the work in your heart and in your mind. In your mind and in your heart. So that you become it. Right? I am tested during my coaching sessions when my clients ask me questions. Oh, okay, so how should I handle this, and what should I do over here, and well, this is my situation, I honestly don't know, and please give me clarity on this thing. Am I looking at this right? That's when I'm being tested. Are you truly a coach, or are you just a fluke on the internet? That's where I'm being tested. So that's why it's important for me to become it. That's why it's important for me to think like one and feel like one. Because, and I say feel like one because as a coach, I can't panic at my clients' situations. Now I'm here crying at their situation. And they are trusting me to help them get through whatever they are going through. But I am now distraught by what they just told me. No, I need to be solid. I need to become it. And that's how you keep it, right? So, and that's something that we'll talk more. We'll talk more about keeping the dream once we are there. For now, keep this in mind. Hold on to this. Do not fear the empty space where you have lost everything, where everything is gone, where it feels like, excuse me, oh, I have nothing. I have nothing going on. That's the time for you to dream your new dream. That's the time for you to program yourself that this is where I'm going. This GPS is taking me to this destination, this location. It's from that emptiness that you should now be intentional with your habits. Okay, this is what I'm doing, right? Replace those old habits with the new ones that are taking me to this destination. Because some habits, you can't exactly heal them or quit them. Some habits, you cannot quit them. You just have to replace them. Just whenever you feel like doing that thing, just do something totally different. Whenever you have that craving of having a puff or having a drink, just do something totally different. For me, you guys, I told you, I used to take cannabis. It's been, as long as I've been making these videos, is it 3 or 4 years? Something like that. I realized I would just stop for like 3 months and go back and stop for like 2 months, and my friends would be taking it and I'll do it, and I'll just walk by and total strangers are doing it, and now I'm like, I want it. So it's through me being intentional with replacing that habit with a new habit. I told myself, whenever I get this feeling, I am going to take either a walk, I'm going to chew gum, I'm going to read a book, I'm going to exercise and do push-ups. That didn't work, but I took regular walks and I started reading books and listening to audiobooks. And look at where I am now. So I replaced my bad habit with a new habit, and that worked out just great for me. That turns out that's exactly what I needed. And yeah, sometimes I'll still think about it like, oh my gosh, this anxiety has me by the throat. Let me just take one puff. Then I think, okay, let me just take a walk so that I relieve the stress that I'm going through, that I'm experiencing right now. so that I relieve this anxiety, this tension, so that I calm myself down in a way that is actually getting me closer to my dream, and not in a way that is superficial but is not getting me anywhere, right? It's sometimes that space won't be empty. You just simply need to remove this, replace it with this immediately. Like, even though you have ideas of like putting back this old habit, you need to remind yourself, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing this new thing. I am doing this new thing. And sometimes you must slip back. You might slip back and say, oh, just this one time I can control myself. No, I'm not doing that thing anymore. I'm doing this new thing, right? Sometimes you won't start from an empty, clean slate. You are starting from a lot of life that you have lived. It's simply removing this and replacing it with this, removing this and replacing it with this. And one day you look up and, oh wow, I was on Pinterest looking at this and saying this is my dream life, and now this is the life that I'm living. Yeah, that was something on my tongue. Anyways, friends, that's all that I have for you today. I hope you gleaned a lot of value and wisdom and knowledge from this video. You know what? I need to learn how to edit so that I take these longer videos that I post on YouTube and like know how to cut and clip them and make a nice video but short form, so that I put it in my other socials. Because I want to start doing these longer videos. This is fun, man. I'm enjoying this. But also I feel so calm in doing it. I don't feel like it's a hustle. I must grind and apply pressure, so that I'm just like, I'm just being myself. And it's just nice to be myself. It's nice to be myself with you. And I hope you can be yourself with me. Yeah, I don't want to put up an image and you are, guys, my teenage years were full of me putting up an image to make everybody happy, to make the parents happy, to make my friends and fit in, and I'm done with that. I am so done with that, and I'm especially not going to start now with my clients and start trying to fit in and look like the other coaches. Please don't. Over here, you have full permission to be yourself, and I have given myself full permission to be myself a long time ago. So that's what we do here. That's what's on the program here. Be yourself. That's the mandate. That's the mantra. That's the agenda. And please don't ever think that you being you, or in order for you to be part of this community, that you have to be like me. No. If you are a baddie and you want to follow, please join. Over here, we're doing work in our minds and in our hearts. It's not much about our image. Nope. We're doing deep inner work. Right? Yeah. Okay. I love you guys so much. I haven't met all of you. Some of you I've talked with over the phone, over coaching sessions, and that's been fun. And yeah, I hope someday we'll actually grow to the point where there's no other way, we're just forced to come together and talk in person. Because I don't have time to like talk to everyone individually, and we just have to come together in a hall and just have this conversation together. So, yeah, manifest that with me. Yeah, because wouldn't it be nice to have a community where you come together with other people who want what you want, or people who will enable you to get what you want, or people who will always be a constant reminder that what you want is possible. Hello, have you forgotten what you said you want? So what are you doing? In la manyalo wenzayo. Have you forgotten? It would be nice. Yeah, sometimes that's exactly what we need. People who will remind us, you said you want that thing. And even when you want to change for the 17th time, they're like, "Oh, okay, are you sure that's what you want? Okay, so what does it take for you to get there? Okay." And there's no judgment there. Because not everyone is going to do it or get it right on the first try. Some of us, we have to try and try again and do it again and suck less and get good and get better. And finally, we have mastered it and we are great. Right? Some of us have to try and try and try again and try again. And some of us, on our first try, boom, you got it. Oh, congratulations. Hip hip hooray. Okay, for more coaching, DM me. All right.